Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. It is time to rise. It's time to live and it's time to shine. Yes, it's time. It's 7:30, so you know what time it is. It is the accountability solution time. Good morning, Jillian. How are you this morning, my sister? I love you, my I Am Tribe sister. It is 7:30. Good morning, my baby Reba. I love you, boo. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to shine. Yes, you're on time. Yes, you're right. Yes. Y'all know how we start. Y'all should be rocking. Head should be rolling because you're ready. Good morning, my sister Courtney, all the way from Atlanta. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, y'all know what time it is. It's time to rise. It's time to shine. It's time to live. Good morning, T-Mac. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. We are on our 28 days of accountability, and today is day 21. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. I don't know what I'm going to do on March 1st. Good morning, Carol. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all so very much. Every morning at 7:30, we meet right here on Facebook Live each and every morning. This entire month of February, we've been working on accountability and how we remain responsible to ourselves so that way we can become the best version of ourselves. That's what this is all about. This is about becoming the best version of ourselves, right? And we have to put those measures in place so that way we can be accountable. We have to divorce our excuses, whatever those may be. That's how we started this. That was day one. Divorce your excuses. And so if you have not had an opportunity to watch the first 20 days, they are all uploaded to my YouTube channel, Ebony Mont Show. Go and subscribe so that way you can have your notebook, your pen, your pad, your journal ready so that way you can then be able to get the lessons that you need to learn in order for you to be a more accountable individual on your purpose, living your purpose and on your journey toward success. So we are here today on day 21 and we are talking about what is a personal action plan. So for those of you all who don't know me, my name is Ebony Mont Show. I am a motivational speaker and accountability coach and the CEO of 360 HR Solutions. I teach entrepreneurs, leaders, and influencers how to build success. And I do that by helping them to create structure, to develop processes, and to implement solutions that are sustainable. I ask that you like, love, and share the video, share the live feed, so that way we can make sure that we are impacting the world. We can impact everyone so that way they too can be responsible. We can create a movement called the accountability solution. That's the plan. We're creating a movement. So good morning to everyone else that has joined. Hey Terrell, thank you so much for joining. I love you, my brother. Hey Kayla, hey Leah, thank you all so much for joining. So today again is day 21 and we are talking about a personal action plan. Yesterday, we talked about making sure we have our vision statement together. Now, today, we are talking about a personal action plan, right? Because we want to make sure that everything we've learned throughout these first 20 days, we are now in a phase now of doing the work, right? So we were fed, we got the knowledge that we needed, and now we are in the days of doing the work. So we talked about a mission statement, a vision statement. Don't forget, I'm expecting those to be in my email by Sunday. Ebony@ebonymontshow.com, right? That is what that's the email address. You're supposed to be emailing me your mission statement, your vision statement, Ebony@ebonymontshow.com. So make sure I'm going to be looking in my email on Sunday for those mission statements and those vision statements. And every Sunday, I send out a tips and tools sheet. If you are not subscribed to my email list, the link is in the description of this live video. Make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss the tips and tools that I send out every Sunday. Now, thank you, Kayla. These my videos have empowered your morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So a personal action plan, that's what we're talking about today. So a personal action plan is a process, right, that you create that consists of the following elements. So when you're creating your personal action plan, you want to make sure that you have an explanation of what's important to you, what you want to achieve out of life, right? What strengths you already have, because we all have strengths that we possess already. And we want to make sure that we're listing the strengths that are going to help us achieve our overall goal, right? And then we want to also write down what it is that we need to improve and develop over time, because we understand that, it takes time in order for us to improve. It takes time to develop. It takes time to cultivate, to grow. Just like if you put a seed in the ground, it doesn't sprout up to this big healthy tree overnight. No, it takes time for that to happen. So you need to list down the things that you need to improve and develop on, and knowing and understanding that that's going to take time for that to happen, and that's okay. A personal action plan is also your guideline for life, right? And it increases the possibility that your life will go in the right direction. So your personal action plan, it helps you to structure your thinking. And that's what we need, right? We need assistance in order to structure all of the thoughts that go on in our mind. Is there ever a time when our minds are not racing? I know my mind is racing all of the time. I'm always thinking of new ideas, right? I'm always thinking of something different that I need to be doing, somewhere else I need to go. When I'm trying to concentrate on my work, I'm thinking about the grocery store, or I'm thinking about the kids, or, hoping my grandson is having a great day at school today and he doesn't come home with a try better, make better effort, right? I want him to have excellent choices. So although we try to be focused on one thought at a time, just because life is happening, we have tons of things that's going on. You may be thinking about a new restaurant you want to try, or a new book that you may want to read. But if at the end of the day, most times the many things that we think about, they usually remain just a thought, right? A lot of times they don't actually go from the thinking phase into the action phase. And that's what a personal action plan is to help you move your thoughts from just being a dream to actually being reality, right? And so the purpose of our personal action plan also is to help expand your knowledge, to develop new skills, and then lastly, to improve important areas of your life. Now, if you want to think about a personal action plan in the form of something that we really need in order to survive, I want you to equate a personal action plan to a first aid kit, right? And when we think about the places where we have first aid kits, they're in schools. Some of us have them in our houses, right? They're in the hospital. They're in public places. Sometimes you can even go into the bathroom of a restaurant and they'll have a first aid kit in there. And the purpose of a first aid kit is because it has the essential items that are needed, right, in case of an emergency. That's what a first aid kit is. It helps to provide you, it gives you the essential tools and items that you need in case of an emergency. Now, some women, if you grown, as the kids say, because stuff don't mean, they don't have an importance to it unless you say it twice, right? So if you grown, then you'll have a sewing kit in your purse. And some women do. Of course, we don't plan to lose a button, or we don't plan to sit down and, discover that there's a hole in the seat of our pants. But if we have that sewing kit, we have that in case of those emergencies that happen, so that way we can be prepared, right? And that's what a first aid kit is. It's to prepare you in times of an emergency. And that's what our first aid kit is. That's what our personal action plan, that's the purpose, is to be that first aid kit. So we want to make sure that our personal action plan has a contingency plan, right? We want to make sure that it has a contingency plan, and that's going to be our first aid kit. So that way, if we are unable to complete task A, right? If we have a goal that we have listed and we're unable to complete it because of reason A, then we know that we can go automatically to solution Y. Right? My dad says all the time, not only should you have an A plan, you should have a B plan, a C plan, and sometimes you even need to have a D plan. That way, when plan A don't work out, we don't just go into panic mode. We can automatically pull out our next course, our next plan of action, because we already have it listed. We're already ready. We're already prepared. We can automatically move right into plan B. We want to make sure, and think about this question. Ask yourself, do I have an alternate route to get to my destination? We all have a destination in mind. And if you only have one way to get there, then I challenge you today to get to writing on your personal action plan, because you need to have an alternate route. If you leave your house right now, going to the local Walmart, and you get to the light, right, and they have the street blocked off, you don't have any more tissue, you don't have any more toilet paper, right? And you need it. You need toothpaste. That's an element of life. We got to brush our teeth, y'all. We got to brush our teeth. So if you get to the light and they have the street blocked off because a water main pipe burst, what do? If you only know one route to get to Walmart, you only know that one Walmart. You don't even know that Family Dollar is right around the corner. And you can get there very easily. You can even walk there. So you can go back home, park your car, and walk to Family Dollar. But if you haven't scouted out the area, then you don't even know that the Family Dollar is right around the corner. So you can't even put that into your action plan. So that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that we are researching, that we are scouting out our action plan, so that way we can have several routes, right, to reach our destination. And that is how we remain accountable to our future. This is the accountability solution, right? So we want to remain accountable to our future. Now, Jim Rohn said that he finds it fascinating that most people have a careful plan and they have completely planned out their vacations, right? Most people, they know when they're going, they know how they're getting there, they know what hotel they'll be staying in, they know if they're going to be on a 5-day vacation to Jamaica, they have planned out what excursions they're going to do with what company. They've already researched, they read the reviews, they know all about every destination. They have looked up the restaurants in the area so they know where they plan to go and eat. If you've ever been on a vacation with me and my sister Courtney before, she is the queen of itinerary. When we go to Vegas, she has our vacation plan from the time we arrive until the time we leave. I mean, she even has sleep on the itinerary. We have planned time to sleep. So if you've ever been with us, you know that the itinerary is planned down to the T. We have shopping time. Everything is already included. And Jim Rohn is saying that he finds it fascinating that people will take that amount of degree of effort and energy to plan their vacation, but they do not take that same amount of care to plan their lives, right? They don't take that same amount of care to plan their lives. And is it because we would rather, it's easier to escape something than it is to change? I'm going to let that sit and marinate for a moment. It is easier to escape than it is to change. And that's something that we have to think about. If we go through all of that measure to make sure that our vacations are planned to the T, we need to put that same energy and effort to make sure that we are planning an action item. We have our action to our lives planned the same way. I want you to put that same amount of energy and effort into making sure that you reach your purpose, your ultimate destination in life. Now, if you don't think and plan in advance, we can easily become distracted. We can easily become angry, frustrated, and just completely not satisfied with our life in general. And because we are so busy with our day-to-day activities in life, we rarely have time for important thinking and planning. But being accountable requires you to create structure, to develop processes, and to implement solutions, basically strategies that are sustainable. And this is how you achieve your goals. This is how we achieve our goals. Now, Brian Tracy, I love a good quote, y'all. Brian Tracy said that for everything you want in life, there is a price that you have to pay. And not only do you have to pay a price, but most times you have to pay it in full and you have to pay it in advance. There isn't a layaway plan for the things that we want in life. We can't buy some and get the rest later, right? We can't go up to the window and say, you know what? I want peace in my life. I want happiness, and I'm going to just give a little right now, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to pick this back up off the shelf later. No, if that's what we want, we have to be ready to pay the price in full and pay it in advance. So decide what it is today that you really want in life, and then determine the price that is going to require that you will have to pay in order for you to achieve it. And that's what you're going to write down on your action plan. You're going to write down what it is you want to achieve, and then the price that you're going to have to pay in order to achieve it. So now I want you to remember that in order for you to achieve something that you've never achieved before, what is it going to require? It's going to require you to do something that you have never done before. In order for you to become someone that you have never became before, you are going to have to do something that you've never done before. So whatever it is that you want out of life, if you want healing from past pain, right? If you want to stop procrastinating, if you want to have peace and happiness, you're going to have to pay the price that is measured in terms of sacrifice, time, effort, and personal discipline. I have a good girlfriend that's watching. She said that she has realized that she wants happiness in her life. So she has decided to sacrifice many things so that way she can spend time with herself, learning who she is, so that way she can realize what it's going to require for her to have that peace, that serenity, and that happiness that she needs in life. So I say to you to decide today what it is that you need and start paying that price today. Now, there are three key ingredients that you need in order to complete your personal action plan. So are you ready? Are you ready for those three key ingredients? Do you have your pen, your pad, your journal, your notebook? Do you have it ready? I want you to make sure that you're writing these three key ingredients down with your favorite pen, the one that writes very smoothly. Because I'm getting ready to snatch a couple of edges today. Y'all know every once in a while I come through and I snatch edges. So I want you to use your pen that writes smoothly, so that way when you are writing it down, the sting of that edge coming off won't be so poignant, right? Okay, so the first one is when we're thinking about the three key ingredients needed for us to complete our personal action plan, the first thing that we're going to need is a self-evaluation. That's the first key ingredient, a self-evaluation. Jillian just said I have to take a look at myself and work on a healing process. So that means she's in my notes. She's already there. A self-evaluation is needed. So I need for you to take a good look, go stand in the mirror, take a good look at the person that you see and get an understanding of who you are and where you stand. You need to ask yourself some hard questions. Am I living according to my personal vision and my personal mission? That's the first question that we want to ask ourselves. Then we want to ask ourselves, do I spend my time the way I would like to? So am I spending time the way I would like to? Then we need to ask ourselves, if you constantly find yourself having financial problems, ask yourself, why do I constantly have financial problems? What is it? Am I not placing my good seed on fertile ground? Am I not a good steward over what God has given me? What is the reason? Am I spending frivolously? Why is it that I constantly have financial problems? You want to write that down, because that's something that you want to take a look at yourself in the mirror and try to figure out. I told you it was edge snatching time today, right? Do I have positive and supportive relationships? Do I have positive and supportive relationships with my spouse, with family members, with friends, with colleagues? If I do, why? So that way I can know how to repeat that. And if I don't, then what's happening? The reason why I am not surrounded with positive and supportive relationships. Am I a negative individual and people don't want to be around me? Is that the reason? So yes, we have to be honest with ourselves when we are soul searching to determine why I don't have positive and supportive relationships. Am I being the person that other people can respect? I want you to write that down. Am I being the person that other people can respect? And then lastly, am I meeting the expectations that I have set for other people? Because it's very easy for us to set expectations for others. I expect you to do this. I expect you to do that. I expect you to, cook for me. I expect you to clean up. We have expectations for our children, expectation for our spouses. We have expectations of our bosses, of our co-workers, of our clients. If we are entrepreneurs, we have expectations of our clients. But are we utilizing, do we have that same measure? Are we using that same measuring stick when we are setting those expectations for other people? Are we measuring our own self with that same measuring stick? If you have a yard of expectation for others, then you should be given a yard of expectations to others, right? So yes, am I meeting the expectations that I set for others? Do I have those same expectations for myself? Because if I can expect you to be honest with me, then I need to be honest with you. So questions like these help you to make a connection with that deeper part of your soul, so that way you can be the person that you have envisioned for yourself. We're talking about a personal action plan today. So that first step is doing that self-evaluation, doing an audit on yourself. Keisha, you have to do an audit on yourself. Jillian, Shartia, you have to do an audit on yourself. Christina, the next key ingredient is you have to have passion. Passion is needed. So search your heart for whatever it is that you are passionate about. Because in order for us to maintain motivation, in order for us to reach that self-actualization that Maslow talks about in his hierarchy of needs, we have to have passion. And if you don't know Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's 5 levels. Go and check it out. Read about it. In order for you to reach that highest level of self-actualization, is going to require some passion. So what is it that you really want to accomplish? What thoughts and ideas have a burning desire in your mind, in your heart? No matter where you go, no matter where you are, no matter who you are talking to, there is something that always end up a constant in a part of the conversation, right? So you can always find that there's a constant theme, a constant thread that will always be a part of your conversation, a part of your dreams, right? When you wake up in the morning, this thing is something that you cannot seem to get out of your mind, get out of your vision, get out of your heart. That's what you have a burning desire and a burning passion for. My passion has always been to help others, to help other people build success, to help other people become the best version of themselves. Even when I was a young girl, right? When I was in school, I would come home and I would say to my mom, we have to help so-and-so. We have to do this. We have to do that. So it has always been a burning desire of mine. I will give my last, because I have a burning desire to see other people be successful, so much so that sometimes it's to my own detriment. So we have that burning desire. We have to have that passion, right? That's the second key ingredient. The very last and the final key ingredient is that we have to have homeostasis. Right? Homeostasis has to be a part of our key ingredient to building a personal action plan. Now, what is homeostasis? Now, that is any self-regulating process by which a biological system tends to maintain stability while adjusting to conditions that are optimal for survival. Homeostasis is the human body keeping a constant internal temperature in order to maintain stability when the environment change. Because we already know that our internal and our external environment is going to change. So a living organism, our body is a living organism. There are plants. Plants are living organisms, but today we're going to talk about our body. So our body is a living organism that needs to maintain homeostasis constantly in order for us to properly grow, work, and survive. And if homeostasis is successful, then life continues, right? But if it is unsuccessful, then disaster happens. Now, a homeostatic imbalance may lead to a state of disease. I want to make sure you get this and you understand that a homeostatic imbalance may lead to a state of disease. So it's important for you to understand that homeostasis occurs naturally when a system is stable and it functions correctly. Right? So what is it that you're trying to say, Ebony? I know you're trying to figure out why I said that homeostasis is a key ingredient when you're creating your personal action plan. What is it that you're trying to tell me, Ebony? In order to create a personal action plan and be committed to it, you have to be able to maintain control and balance when things in your environment change. If you find yourself falling apart every time a storm comes, baby, you have imbalance. If your faith wavers, right, or anxiety kicks in automatically when you have a financial difficulty or when you have to juggle multiple balls in the air, then baby, you have an imbalance. Right? Because anxiety shouldn't kick in. Our faith shouldn't waver every time we have an issue. And if it does, we have an imbalance. A state of disease is near, y'all. A state of disease is near. Where is your normal state of being? Just like in our body temperatures, our normal body temperature is somewhere around 98.6 degrees, right? If your normal state of being is chaotic, then you are going to fight organization and structure tooth and nail. If your normal state of being is stress and anxiety, then you will fight peace and serenity. So I say to you that you have to gradually implement change so that way you are stretched in a way of positive growth, so that way you don't throw off your homeostatic your balance, and so that way your system will not resist and kick out the change that you are trying to implement in your life. Because if your resting place is chaos, then when you try to create order, then your body, your system is going to kick in because it thinks that you are a virus is trying to attack you. It's thinking that peace is a virus because your normal state has been chaos. So you have to gradually implement peace so that way your normal resting place will now be peace, right? So I hope that you all get that. I hope that you understand that your most essential and valuable thing that you have to bring to your life and work is your ability to think and your ability to act and your ability to get results. And the way we do this is by increasing our knowledge, y'all, through education, through life experiences, and through developing your skill set. The more you increase your knowledge and develop your skill set, the larger your return on your investment will be. The larger your intrinsic and extrinsic rewards will be. So remember, the 3 key ingredients that you need when you sit down to create your personal action plan is you have to start with a self-evaluation. You have to have a passion and a burning desire for whatever it is that you are trying to create, whatever your journey is. Your purpose is in life. You have to have a burning desire and a passion for it. And lastly, you have to make sure that you maintain your homeostatic balance. We want to maintain our homeostatic balance. So thank you all so much for joining each and every day at 7:30. I hope that it was something said today that challenges you to go and start to write your personal action plan. I hope it was something said that you have that put something on your mind, right? To push you and thrust you toward your accountability solution. Again, my name is Ebony Moncho, and I am a motivational speaker and accountability coach and the CEO of 360 HR Solutions. I teach entrepreneurs, leaders, and influencers how to build success. I do that by helping them to create structure, to build processes, and to implement solutions that are sustainable. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you again tomorrow morning at 7:30 as we tackle day 22. Remember, it is your time.